Hey guys, what is going on? So today we are installing these rock lights from GOVEE. These will be linked down below in the description. And today we're gonna put on Chris's Jeep. So I already installed some on my Jeep so we can test out what is the easiest way for you guys to install it. So let's go ahead and show you. And if you guys want to keep up with Chris, you can follow him on his Twitch. What is it?
CPT Wolf 333.
And we'll have a link down below. Okay, so he's close to hitting partnership. How many more do you need?
I believe I only need 17 more.
So let's go ahead and try to hit that goal for him.
And before we continue with the video, I just wanted to announce we are giving a set of these 4-pack away on my Instagram at Najar Off-Road. And GOVEE was also nice enough to give us 30% off. It'll be linked down below in the description. Use the code Najar Off-Road, and that's for a week, so get them now.
So the first step is I'm gonna show you guys how I installed it on mine, and then we're gonna replicate the same install on this Jeep. So let me go ahead and show you. And the cool part about these lights is it comes with an app so you can control it from your phone. I left the device connected overnight and it didn't kill my battery, so that's a good thing. We're gonna turn it to blue. So it's on right now. I mean, there's still a lot of sunlight so you can't really see. For the rears, I put it on the inner part close to the door. That way all the light shines out this way. I still need to put some clips for this wire so it doesn't get tangled up with the wheel. On the front, I put it in front of the spring tower just so that it lights everything up in here. I had originally put it here, but it only shined down here and not on this area, so I put it in the middle and it was perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with Chris's Jeep. So in this box, you get this controller here, and this is where you're gonna connect all your lights. You have to add your ends to it so you can connect to your battery. And then aside from this, you get 4 of these rock lights here. And these rock lights, if you look inside, it has that yellow chip, which is the white LED. And then above that is the RGB, so you get actual true white. Most of these lights, if you get a cheap version, the RGB lit up together makes like a weird looking white. This one has actual white, so that's really cool about that. And everything just connects into these plugs. They have this little twist cap on there with this O-ring as well. The great thing about all the connections and these lights, they are actually waterproof and dustproof, IP67 rating, so that'll cover any of like the off-road terrains with heavy rain, snow, or like dust or anything like that, so you will be good. Now the kit does come with these hardware right here, and although these do work for the Jeep, it's easier to install with some sheet metal self-tapping screws. These just go in way easier since everything's sheet metal under the Jeep, so I recommend picking up a couple of these so you can install this without any issues. And with the controller, it has an on and off switch here. You're able to easily connect to your phone with Bluetooth using this thing here. The app is called Smart GOVEE Home App. Like I said, it's through Bluetooth, so everything connects easily. So since this is Bluetooth, using the app, you can actually make it so that any music you're playing, your phone picks it up and it sends a signal to the light and it bounces like it's like a party at night pretty much. And you can also create your own modes as well. If you don't want to choose one of the modes that's already made, you can also create your own. Let me go ahead and show you how we installed this on Chris's Jeep. So for the controller, the best place that I found on my Jeep to put it is on this fuse box cover right here. And I tapped into the back of it, and let me show you why. So when you open it up, back here it's empty, so it doesn't matter if you put any screws down there, nothing's gonna touch. And honestly, it doesn't look out of place here. We've lost a lot of screws trying to put this in.
That's number 6.
Number 6. Like that. And then I usually put 2, but like I said, I lost one right now. The screws go back there, and that'll hold it in place really well. A great tip, if you want to know how to connect this easily, look at the power cables, okay? Where that comes out, that should be facing the front of the car. This right wire that comes out this way, it'll be the front right tire. The wire next to it, it'll be the passenger rear. This one up here will be the driver front, and the one next to it will be the driver rear. So it'll match like how the car is. It'll just make it easier to plug in and get the lights correctly, because these, you can actually control them individually, which is really cool, and I'll show you that later. I'm gonna show you how I ran the front rock lights, and it's super easy. You don't even need a drill, you just need to get your hands under the wheel well. So we want to put the rock light around like this area here in front of the spring tower. That way everything is lit up in here. And what you want to do is loosen up your fender liner just to make this easier, because we're going to run the wire under the fender liner and around into the engine bay. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take the end with the plug, and I'm going to lift up the plastic and just push it in. And then through this side, I'm gonna stick my hand in there and kind of look for the wire. Here it is. So we're just gonna pull it all the way through. And this light's gonna go somewhere around here. So this way the wire is hidden and it's not gonna get caught up with the tire. So from here, next to the washer fluid is where we're gonna stick the wire through. There's a little hole there. So you just wanna stick it there and push the wire up until you're able to reach it with your other hand. And if you have some long needle nose pliers, that'll probably be helpful.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. So now I'm able to pull out the wire, and you want to route this so it's nice and clean. And you don't want stuff everywhere. You don't want a rat's nest like this Jeep had.
Legit had.
Okay, so next, since we have a self-tapper screw, we're gonna put this in place, and you can also pre-drill the holes just to make it a little bit easier. We're just gonna send it. All right, so we already have the hole made, so we're just gonna screw it in. All right, there we go. And you see the wires out of the way. It's not gonna get touched by the tire or ripped out. Now, we already ran most of the wires, and I'm gonna show you how I did that in a second, but I just wanna show you how I'm going to route this wire so you get an idea of what you can do. So first, I'm gonna throw it under the washer reservoir and follow these wires that are on the side of it. All right, so we're just going to pull it through. And obviously, we're gonna zip tie everything in a little bit, but for now, I'm just gonna place it kind of where I want it to go, which is there, and we are going to make it tight onto these brake lines just so everything looks nice and, you know, clean. You don't want wires everywhere. Let me show you how we did the rear. So for the rear, we stuck it on the second line, as you can see right there. That way it's kind of like pushed up into the wheel well, and this way it's pushing all the light output back here as well. So it's lighting everything up. We still need to put a little clip to hold the wire in place so that it doesn't get hit by the tire, but let me show you underneath. This is the passenger rear, and Chris just ran it all the way across, and Chris zip tied it onto the fuel lines up here, and that way it's out of the way of the A-arm, so it's not going to get hit or pinched anywhere. We're still going to add another little clip on here. He did the same thing with the other side, ran it under the A-arm, that way it's not going to get hit or pinched by it. And from here, he just followed all of the brake lines and fuel lines all the way down to the engine bay. So you want to put the wires over here, that way if you're going over any rocks or anything, it's not going to get clipped or cut up there. It's, you know, it's tucked up, it's hidden out of the way. So you literally just follow the lines all the way to the front, and over here it starts going up the engine bay. It's kind of hard to see, but the brake lines start going up the engine bay right there, and you want to have a friend on the top side pull the wires as you push them up. It's kind of hard to see, but we zip tied it all the way up on the brake lines, and you could use a hook to bring them up if you don't have any friends available. It's not hard. I would recommend going underneath the steering rod. That way it doesn't get, you know, caught up on there when you're turning the wheel. And literally follow the lines all the way across back there. It'll be all hidden once you zip tie it. We don't have it zip tied yet, but it literally comes all the way over here, and you're able to connect it to the box here. If you really want to, you can probably take this off and hide all the wiring under there, just so it's not visible. But for now, we're gonna connect it so you can see what it looks like. And we literally just use the self-tappers. Since all this is sheet metal, it'll just go in and stay in there. It's not gonna come out. So you should be fine there. Oh, you could probably even run the wire through this little hole here, come out the bottom, but I didn't even see that. We literally self-tapped all the lights into place. Chris sent it yesterday.
Yeah.
Show the clip right here. And you see the lights didn't come off or turn off or anything, so they're still good. They're shock-proof too. So we're gonna go ahead and connect everything here, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's on. We're gonna have to take off the coolant reservoir here and hide the wires underneath there, but for now, I think it's looking good, looking clean enough at least. We have everything zip tied along the top, so you can't really see much, and we have the lights on. So let me go ahead and show you a couple of the functions in a second, but this is pretty much what it looks like in the position that those are in. And my Jeep's lit over there too. And the kit actually comes with zip ties for all the wires, so you don't have to worry about buying any. And also, if you have two, the controllers are separate, like they don't control both lights, so that's pretty cool. So you and your friend can have the same kit and don't have to worry about your Bluetooth interfering. Here is the first section, and I'm going to do a separate video going in depth for the app. I'm just going to show you real quick, so you can turn it any color that you want: purple, blue, green, teal, red, white. Now the cool part that I really like about this is you can actually uncheck the lights and leave one on, so only one of them turns red while the rest stay white. Like I said, the next video will be us going in depth for the app. And as you can tell, with the 4 lights, you cover all the wheels. So if you want like a more full look, definitely go for the 8 kit. But I think with the 4, you're more than good enough. If you want the rock lights, they'll be linked down below in the description. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.